On this week's show, the streaking ends in Edmonton, and an elk, bighorn sheep, and a raven walk into a bar. All that and more coming up next.
All right, folks, we've been cleared for takeoff.
I'm gonna be iconic. Yeah!
And welcome to the Alouettes FlightDeck, the premier Montreal Alouettes web media show presented by our good friends over at Royal Retros, where you don't need a time machine in order to get some sweet, sweet throwback merch. Head over to royalretros.com, use the code FlightDeck at checkout, and you will save 10% off your first order. I'm Tim Capper, along with Cliffy D. You can find me on at Repack, on X or Blue Sky, at REPPACT.
Again, I am Cliffy D. You can also find me on X and on Blue Sky over at Cliffy D.
So,
greetings from Jasper, Alberta.
I was about to say, not a normal locale.
No, we're a long way from Kansas, Toto.
Yeah.
No, we are here on the banks of the mighty Athabasca River here in Jasper National Park. And I gotta say, as far as locales go that we've done the show at, this is pretty sweet.
Yeah, this is pretty sweet. Nothing against all the other locales we've done it and all the stadiums that we've done it and such, but yeah, this is you can't beat this. I mean, yeah.
Fresh mountain air, beautiful river, nature, sunshine. We have sunshine.
Sunshine.
Which
finally.
we didn't have this past weekend in Edmonton.
No, we did not. No, we did not. But I say it's a huge difference from what we had in Edmonton. We still had water, but it wasn't that type of water that we really wanted.
It was about this volume that you see behind us, ladies and gentlemen, but it was coming down on us. So this makes for a very nice change. We will take this weather any day of the week.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's 100%, because for those of you who watched the game on Saturday, it rained, and it rained.
It sure did.
Oh, by the way, it rained.
Did we mention that it rained?
Yeah.
Because that's kind of important to the context of what we're about to talk about.
Yeah.
It rained a lot in Edmonton.
It did, and I think it's the wettest that I've ever been when it comes to being at a game. But what's funny, Cliff, is that despite the score ended up being, the rain itself, at no point during this game that I said to myself, why the hell why the hell am I here? And why am I staying in the rain? It was that good of an experience, to say the least.
Yeah, that's the thing. Watching a game at Commonwealth Stadium in Edmonton is definitely a treat. In a perfect world, you'd be selling out all 60,000 of their seats, even for a regular season game. Unfortunately, though, especially with this being the Elks home opener, I think they were only able to get a little over 14,000 at the game, which is unfortunate. But
yeah,
again, I kind of get it. Sitting out in the rain, especially if you're not a hardcore football fan. I think that's what it was. The people that were there were hardcore football fans. Mm-hmm. Whether they were supporting the Elks, there was quite a few members of Alouettes Nation that were there besides us. So props to them for sticking out in the rain to watch the game. But yeah, I think aside from the diehard football fans, I think a lot of fans just are like, you know what? I'm going to stay dry. I'm going to watch on my TV. I'm going to drink my own beer. No line for the bathroom. I get it. But at the same time, yeah, I never at one point felt this game, oh, the hell with this. I'm going home. I'm going back to the hotel. Forget it. Doesn't matter. Even if the Alouettes were winning or if they were losing, it didn't matter. Like, no, it wasn't about that, because this was a very entertaining football game.
It was.
We probably shouldn't bury the lead anymore.
No.
The Alouettes did lose this game in overtime. We will talk about that, but the Alouettes lost in overtime, which unfortunately means that Davis Alexander's regular season unbeaten streak has come to a close.
That's right. I guess it's funny to say that it ends at 13. Everybody remembers the Alouettes for specifically number 13 with AC and stuff like that.
Yep.
Some people think 13 is an unlucky number. But I'm sure if you ask DA, he won't say that, because to him, his narrative was that his streak ended at Grey Cup. But still, nonetheless.
Agreed. And in a sense, he's right. But again, when we're talking about regular season, and yes, the CFL does keep these stats separate: Grey Cup, playoffs, regular season.
Yeah. Owls do lose in overtime, 32-29. really was I guess I can say it was a tale of two halves, really, because the Alouettes did dominate, even though it really didn't show on when it came to time of possession and stuff like that, Cliff. The Owls did dominate. At one point, they were up 13-0. It was a 13-7 at halftime. And you know, it's funny. The rain did play a part in this game, obviously, especially in the second half, because the downpour was a lot harder than what it was in the first half.
Which ultimately affects how the players handle the ball, and as a result means that the offensive coordinators have to game plan differently, as opposed to trying maybe the aerial assault, because catching a wet football is extremely difficult, even with gloves. So we expected to see a lot more of the running game, and ultimately we did.
By speaking of gloves, DA did not wear gloves. Never at one point did he switch.
No.
I don't think Cody did either, actually, speaking of.
Come to think of it, no. I don't recall either quarterback wearing gloves to any great extent. So, but again, these are seasoned pros as well, especially Cody Fajardo. I mean, both teams, they knew what they had coming into this game. They knew how important it was, and I don't think they wanted rain to be an excuse or a factor or anything like that. I think at the end of the day, when you see how both teams played this game from start to finish, rain was, yes, a main character, if you will, in this, but it wasn't the be-all, end-all of the reason why the Alouettes lost this game or why the Elks won this game.
No, not at all. As I said, again, despite the rain, great game. After the Owls were up 13-7, actually after 13-0, the Elks did go on a 23-0 run.
They did, and I think that's why at least one reporter had talked about the Alouettes collapsing. I mean, 13 points is not really a lead you can sit on comfortably in the Canadian Football League. No. But allowing 23 unanswered points, though, is not a good look either. But again, there were definitely a lot of factors in play. The weather being one of them, but again, not the main reason why the Alouettes couldn't hold on to that 13-point lead.
No, but there are a couple of things, really. I mean, obviously, a lot of those points came from Justin Rankin on two, long runs. He is as advertised, by the way, this year. Funny thing is that we talked about on Flight Deck Live, Cliff, is that both of his monster gains have come in the rain.
Yep.
But it's a combination, too, of not necessarily just the rain itself, Cliff, but again, something that seems to have haunted the Alouettes, at least so for the first 3 games. While it has gotten better, still issues at tackling.
It has gotten better?
Huh?
It has gotten better?
Ish, but I'm saying. But I'm saying.
Because I will tell you, one of those Justin Rankin touchdowns, I think it was third and two.
Yeah.
He was actually backed up. Like, it looked like he was going to get stopped for a turnover on downs. No, I don't know if it's just a matter of how powerful he is as far as being able to push off the defender, or just, again, bad tackling. I'm sorry, I'm going to say it, bad tackling on the Alouettes' part. He was pretty much untouched all the way to the end zone. I mean, you almost can't be mad at it, but at the same time, it's like, if the Alouettes were able to stop him dead in the tracks, that's one less touchdown they would have had at that point. It's hard. I mean, this has definitely been a theme all year, is the, shall we say, lackadaisical tackling from the Montreal Alouettes defense. I mean, we talk about how good this defense is time and time again, but I mean, this is something that, again, I know it's only the 3rd game of the season, regular season, but I mean, you've had training camp, you've had 2 preseason games, you've had 3 regular season games now. If you haven't sorted this out by now, I want to see where this is going to get better, because right now this is definitely a cause for concern. And
it doesn't have anything to do with the, sure, we've lost some players on defense to injury, but guys have stepped up. The problem is it's just been a consistent factor. Again, the reason why I said it got better, it wasn't as bad as it was in weeks 1 and week 2. And people would say, oh, well, this is because of the weather. No, it really hadn't done anything to do with the weather, because if that would have been the case, it would happen to Edmonton too.
Agreed. But again, when just that one Justin Rankin touchdown all by itself, just, for me, that, I won't say soured things entirely as far as the defense goes, but it's still not a good look. And it's not like you can say one-off because of the weather or anything like that. No, this has been an underlying problem now for the Alouettes for the past couple of weeks. And the nice thing is, there is still a lot of racetrack, ladies and gentlemen. There's still a lot of time to correct it, but correct it now. I've said it before and I'll say again, you don't win the Grey Cup in June, but you can easily lose the Grey Cup in June.
Yeah. The Owls held the ball, I think it was for the last 8.5 minutes of the fourth quarter, held it for the first 5 because they did get the ball coming in overtime. But there were some plays in between that. I mean, besides, Jose Maltos Jr., by the way, El Hombre, setting a new team record, which was confirmed to us by the league, that 25 straight did break the team record from Sean White. That was done twice by him. There were a couple of things within that span itself, within the fourth quarter, Cliff, that the team was absolutely livid, especially Davis Alexander. On a one play where they were lined up, it was early midway through the fourth quarter, kicked the field goal, flag on the play, and then all of a sudden, for some reason, they pick it up. Whatever the reason was. And then we hear post-game that there was a very good possibility that there were 13 men on the field. And if that was the case, A, why was the ball picked up, the penalty picked up? And B, it would have been a first down for the Alouettes.
Absolutely. And of course, understandably, that's why Davis Alexander was a little hot and bothered, I guess.
Just a touch.
We talk about how fiery both he and Cody Fajardo are, and of course, Davis Williams was hard on the sleeve. And again, clearly he knows how to count. So he was able to count 13 players on the field. And the fact that the referees couldn't, for whatever reason, is, a little troublesome. The fact that the Alouettes, too, had to come back from 13 points or 10 points down twice in the fourth quarter is definitely worth noting. At least when we talk about the resiliency of this football team, that's the thing. I mean, and again, any number of excuses could have been made. They didn't want to make them. They did what they could to get into overtime, just like they did week 1 against Hamilton. It was similar. Once you get to overtime, anything can happen. So, again, we got to talk about Davis Alexander's absolutely brilliant touchdown pass to Tyler Snead.
Oh, my Lord.
Wow.
Something about these Owls players this year and getting these passes, catching these passes, which should not, it's something out of the Matrix.
It really is. I mean, between Tyson Philpott and Tyler Snead making these ungodly catches for first downs or for touchdowns or what have you, I mean, it's to the point, like, obviously these guys are clearly in rhythm with big play DA, to the point where it's just like, man, just throw it up. I got you. And he ultimately, they got him. And what a sight to behold. I think even Edmonton fans were just like jaws dropped, like, oh crap.
And seeing the slow-mo finally on social, wow.
Yeah. I mean, he almost like Snead picked it up off the ground. Or he had, again, we joke about his height, but he does have a lower center of gravity, which means he's able to place himself a little bit lower. And that's where it was. The ball just basically landed right on his hands, as low as possible. Like, literally, the only thing between the ball and the ground were Snead's hands.
Yeah, exactly.
And talk about Johnny on the spot, like, right place at the right time.
Tyler on the spot?
Tyler, ooh, I like that. Tyler on the spot. Okay. Tyler on the spot, and that's a tutty.
Yeah.
And you can see Edmonton fans just like, oh dear, we're only down by 3. So the funny thing is, with less than 2 minutes to go, Edmonton needed to do something to try and kill the clock. Unfortunately, a 2 and out went absolutely nowhere. I think that was one of the few times where Justin Rankin was stopped dead in his tracks. For Montreal to get the ball back, to get Jose Maltos Diaz to kick the game-tying field goal to go into overtime.
Now let's talk about OT, because obviously that's we know where the result occurred. It was there in overtime. Owls go down and they only get a field goal on theirs.
Before we do that, let's talk about, again, making ridiculous catches. Tyson Philpott with that toe tap, which initially was ruled out of bounds. But once again, the replay center has to come in, save the day, showed that yes, again, you just need 1 foot in bounds, and that's exactly what it was. Just one, like, literal toe tap.
By the way,
for Philpott to stay in bounds, to keep the drive going, and yes, ultimately lead to another Jose Maltos Diaz field goal.
And by the way, yours is a better lead in because you just talked about the replay center itself.
You live by the replay center, you die by the replay center.
At one point in overtime, Justin Rankin was stripped of the ball, and it was a free-for-all. It was a very good possibility that the Alouettes could have won this game also the same way that they won in week 1 in overtime in the No, it wasn't rain.
Well, it was there was rain at some point in Hamilton, but I think it was just clumsiness more than anything else in Hamilton.
Right. And then it came out, it was deemed that Edmonton had recovered the ball, even though I think Nate Beauchemin was really involved in this because he was almost convinced that we heard post game that he got the ball. Now, obviously, as you know in the CFL, it's the last person to touch the ball before it goes out of bounds.
Mm-hmm.
At the replay showed that the Elks player was on top of it, out of bounds, but it was a matter of determining who had touched it prior to it going, again, out of bounds.
Right, and again, having looked at it ourselves, Micah Alway did knock the ball out of bounds. So technically, he was the last person in bounds to touch it, which should have meant Montreal had possession of the ball, game over. However, yes, I think, I forget his first name, but Brodner for Edmonton had recovered the ball, but he appeared to be out of bounds. But I guess upon replay, maybe they felt it was just too close, or there just wasn't enough evidence to show that he was out of bounds. And the look was that he had recovered the ball, so that's how Edmonton was able to retain possession, because it's not a matter of, yes, they technically lost possession, but they didn't lose it in bounds, so to speak. At least that's the ruling on the field, and unfortunately, that's what they have to go with.
Yeah, there's no camera. The best camera angle had the ref right in front of the camera.
Yeah, which
so you really couldn't tell. And
which basically set up first and goal for the Elks. And wow, let's talk about quickly podcast karma. We've talked about this in the past. Last week, Cody Fajardo did join us for our Outside the Nest series. And we always talked about in the past, like when someone comes onto the show, good things usually happen to them. Never in a million years did I think podcast karma could work in the other way. In the sense that it was Cody Fajardo who, on an RPO, a beautiful RPO, because everybody was concentrated on Justin Rankin.
It was.
With just cause.
It was.
He pulls the ball from Rankin and decides to scurry into the end zone for the game-winning touchdown.
Yeah.
And you know what? You almost can't even be mad.
No, you can, but you can't.
Well, you'd be disappointed because it shouldn't have gone to overtime. And if you put your fate in the hands of the referees and the replay center, you're toast, simply put.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think even most Alouettes players would agree with that thought that don't let the referees decide the game, don't let the replay center decide the game. Do it yourself. Don't even let it get into overtime, quite frankly. I mean, the Alouettes needed it to get to overtime to have the chance to win, but ultimately that was not the case.
No. And by the way, I misspoke. Thank you for correcting it. The Nate Beauchemin thing that I was thinking of, we're talking about the crazy stuff that happens in these games, is his interception.
Which one? There was at least three, not including the. He was also involved in the what do you call it? The overtime interception, but or fumble recovery.
Yeah.
But Beauchemin was involved in two bonkers. Interceptions. I mean, he had himself a hell of a game. I mean, we were. I don't say we weren't really rough, but we were a little concerned about him being able to play in that safety position along with Arthur Hamlin, who, again, did not have a great game last week initially until that fumble or the blocked punt for a touchdown. But Nate Beauchemin played a heck of a game this past Saturday in Edmonton. And
there were causes, just before we move on, talk about our experience, stuff like that here in Alberta and in Jasper National Park. Two things that were causes to this game too, which cost the Owls points, was the fumble by our newest returning, I would say wide receiver. That's what he is too, but our newest returner.
Returner, that's it.
Yep. That was probably one of the biggest things that set up the Alouettes' need to go for a kick, for a tie to go into overtime rather than a kick to win.
Yeah, I mean, thankfully it only cost 3 points, but it's still points off turnovers, which is, again, not a good look. I'm not saying, Mario Alford should be drawn and quartered for it, but at the same time, I'm sure a lot of his, if he has any detractors, I'm sure they're going to say, well, that's why Hamilton didn't take enough to keep him, and that's why Saskatchewan didn't exactly run out of their way to retain him in free agency and go after James Letcher instead. But let's not forget, Mario Alford, I know he's been staying ready. It has to be, because he was inserted into the lineup basically days after re-signing with the Montreal Alouettes. So should he have been ready for that? I want to say yes. I want to say he's a seasoned pro. Again, he won an award for most outstanding special teams player in 2022. I think this guy knows what he's doing. So, I mean, in a sense, he has no excuse for coughing up the ball like that. But at the same time, yeah, the weather's involved. You know, other factors are there. It happens. I mean, what are you going to do? I mean, just thankfully, it only cost the Alouettes 3 points, but still, that's 3 points that could have made a major difference.
Yeah, it's true. So again, the Owls do lose. Followed to 2-1. One quick note from the mind of Tim, because I had to get it confirmed. With the game this past week, where Davis did throw for over 300 yards again. Davis Alexander becomes the first Alouettes quarterback in franchise history to have over 1,100 yards in this very first 3 games.
Wow. I mean, that can we call those video game numbers? Like, that is...
We can. He joins a nice list. AC threw over 1,000 yards in 3 games, and also...
Did it twice.
Did it twice. And... third was, I'm blanking now.
Sam Echeverry.
Thank you, Sam Echeverry. So DA is in some very exclusive company with those two. I mean, yeah.
And to think about it, Anthony Calvillo is his quarterback coach, offensive coordinator, play caller, mentor, one of his many mentors. I mean, DA is in some very exclusive company and has just proven time and again he really is a special player. Like, he really is someone that is going to be an elite player in this league for years to come. Yeah,
and one last thing. I think besides the other takeaways we had from the game itself, Cliff, is the post-game photo of the jersey exchange between Davis Alexander and Cody Fajardo.
Now, I'm going to veer off here just a little bit in regards to, in relation to that. First of all, that is awesome. That it was awesome to see a jersey swap. These two guys were teammates. They won a Grey Cup together. Let's not forget that. Cody Fajardo was the Grey Cup MVP in 2023, but Davis Alexander was technically the third string quarterback. Some would argue he was the de facto backup because Caleb Evans was basically just used mostly for short yardage situations.
Right.
Mind you, he did start a couple of games, Caleb Evans, so I guess the thought was, okay, DA is going to be ready. Maybe he's not quite ready just yet. He was sort of in his second year as a member of the Alouettes, second season with the Alouettes. So one can make the argument maybe he wasn't quite ready yet. And I suppose that's the reason why we didn't see him start any games until 2024. But the relationship that these two have is strong. Cody Fajardo talked about that during our interview, talked about the love that he has for Davis and working with him and how there was no hard feelings in regards to Cody's eventual trading to the Edmonton Elks. But a lot of fans kind of took issue with how happy Davis Alexander was for Cody Fajardo to score that game-winning touchdown in overtime, to run it in. Like, you saw a big smile on his face, and it felt like he was cheering for the opposition, which, Alouettes Nation, I keep telling you, I love you guys, but sometimes I hate you as well because you're all effing mad, quite frankly.
Yeah, stop getting mad.
It is so stupid. Like,
it's like a jersey exchange after a soccer game. It's like a jersey exchange after a football game.
Yeah, and to suggest that these guys...
NFL game. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, they do it in soccer too, but yes, jersey exchange is a relatively new thing in the Canadian Football League, but the fact that they're willing to do that is absolutely tremendous. But for Alouettes fans to get up in arms because they think that DA wasn't taking the game seriously or being happy that his opposing quarterback scored the game-winning touchdown, like, give your heads a shake, man. Like, I mean, it's just ridiculous. Like, obviously, these two are going to be happy for each other no matter what. We made that very clear. Cody made it clear in the interview that we had. For you to complain about that or complain about how Davis's stats don't matter because the Alouettes lost the game. Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? The Alouettes are going to lose a lot of games in the course of this time. Hopefully not this year.
Yeah, there are franchise milestones that you hit whether you win or lose.
Exactly. And again, this team is still 2-1 to start the season. Could easily be 1-2, quite frankly. Could also be 3-0. Yes.
Yeah.
Again, we said it before and we said it again. When you get into overtime, literally anything can happen. So in this case, it just didn't bounce the Alouettes' way. Okay, it happens. I mean, it came very close. It is what it is. But to, crap on this team and its players for, their efforts or for celebrating one of their former teammates for doing well in a game that, again, may or may not have major implications towards the end of the season. Who knows?
Exactly.
Do better. Honestly, like, I mean, I appreciate the passion, the support, the love that you have for this team at times, but when you crap all over them for, as far as I'm concerned, dumb crap like this, it gives you such a bad look. It gives Alouettes. That's why I hate when people associate me as a fan, quite frankly, because I don't want to be associated with people that act or think like that. Please don't do that to me. I'd be less insulted if you called me, I don't know. No, maybe I better stop there. But
yeah, be careful.
in any event, do better. I mean, if you can't be happy for someone for doing something like that, in the grand scheme of things, do better. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
Do better.
For the ad read, quick ad read, just want to at least mention, the day that we are taping this, the Alouettes have not practiced yet for their upcoming game versus the Ottawa Red Blacks. Remember, the game will be this Sunday night, first Sunday CFL game of the season at 7 p.m.
Sunday.
Yeah, 7 p.m. at Percival Molson Stadium. We're on social media. You know where to find us: X, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Blue Sky. YouTube, by the way, make sure you're subscribed. Hit the bell button, because you wouldn't be able to find out that we're doing shows like this. I mean, come on. Also, merch, FlightDeckGear.ca. You can. It's not up there yet, but it can be. You can rep something like this. The Percival Molson, if you know shirt,
Or something like this, if you want something just a little basic.
Yep, exactly. Head over to FlightDeckGear.ca, and again, thanks to our presenting sponsor, Raw Retros, where if you go to rawretros.com, use the code FlightDeck at checkout, you will save 10% off your first order. Football's done and up. The whole football thing is done, but we got to talk about this.
Wow.
You can't see it on video, but we have had little critters go by us here as we were doing the show. I just saw a magpie. I think it was a magpie.
Yes.
Just a little bit over there. So, as everybody knows, Jasper was devastated by the wildfires 2 years ago, and it's all around. You can't miss it. But Jasper, they're returning. 2 years later, just by going into city proper itself, Cliff, as we saw, they're rebuilding. They'll be back and stronger than ever. But beyond that, despite the earlier weather that we had, what an experience that we've had over the last couple of days.
Yeah, and it's jarring to see some of the devastation, like the remnants of that, even surrounding us. Like where we're at right now, like I'm looking, I see like trees that are still singed with fire, just
outside of our cabins, just behind our cabins themselves.
Yeah,
but beyond that too, as you're saying, despite all the devastation, how much wildlife we saw this week, whether it was here, whether it was over at the Columbia ice fields, whether it was over at the Athabasca Falls, so much wildlife.
Crazy, absolutely crazy. I mean, we're talking bighorn sheep, we just said elk.
Yeah.
So much elk. What? It seems wildly apropos that we see a whole bunch of elk after watching the game in Edmonton.
Yeah.
It's you can't script this, folks. And that's the thing with being here in Jasper. Wildlife just wandering around is absolutely a thing. Like wandering onto the highway, as you're walking the trails, I'm actually surprised a moose hasn't walked behind us right now, to tell you the truth. You wouldn't bet against it, but that's just what's so incredible about this part of the country.
Yeah, and the color, by the way, people don't see it. This is real. The color of the Athabasca River, because of the glacier sediment, or glacier flour, as they call it, is just absolutely stunning.
Yeah, I mean, all this water basically coming from the glaciers, like about an hour away from here, slowly, very slowly melting and joining the river and becoming a part, basically being the river.
Yep.
It's mind-blowing and almost breathtaking, to tell you the truth.
Yep.
It's really something.
And being up at Whistler's Mountain yesterday, not Whistler, Whistler's Mountain yesterday, being able to see the Continental Divide, being able to basically see where we could see British Columbia from where we were.
Absolutely.
2,200 meters up.
Is insane. And we even climbed further up from we thought it was be the summit, like a little summit house at the end of the Skytram. No, we climbed up even further. We went up damn near to the top, and wow, it's humbling, to tell you the truth. To look back and see everything behind you. I mean, it takes your breath away, literally.
Yeah, and no, this isn't. We're not. This isn't This is, but it isn't an ad for Canada. Go see, if you have a chance. Go see Canada. It's whether you're in the western part with the Canadian Rockies, where we are, whether it is the Laurentians in Montreal and Quebec, or even the Maritimes. You know, PEI, the red sanded beaches, to the Maritimes and Peggy's Cove. You know, it's just there's so much to see, and we can't thank. You know, we stayed here over at Becker's Chalets, not a paid advertising, just great time, great accommodations, well worth it. If you have a chance, it's well worth the extra money that you're spending to stay. And you're literally right here on the Athabasca River. Yeah.
The Canadian Rockies really are something to behold. I mean, even just driving along the highway, along the parkways and everything like that, you want to talk about distracted driving. Never mind looking at your phone. Never mind playing with the radio or anything like that.
You've hit dead zones. You cannot get a thing on your phones.
No, but you can be distracted by the absolute beauty. Like, it really is breathtaking, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, it's just like I'm driving and I'm like, holy cow. Like, this is just, it's overwhelming, to tell you the truth. I mean, it is really, it's God's country, as they say. It is absolutely beautiful. So if you ever get the opportunity to do so, or if you've been thinking about wanting to make a trip, make the trip. Definitely come here to Jasper or anywhere else in the Canadian Rockies, or truly, as you said, anywhere in Canada. I mean, there's so many beautiful places to go and vacation and check out. I mean, it really is an incredible country. I mean, we were in Halifax earlier this year.
Yep.
That was absolutely amazing. We're here in the Canadian Rockies now. I mean, we'll be in Calgary for Grey Cup. I mean, there's so much of this country to see and behold. Hell, even Winnipeg last year was nice in its own way. I mean, I know a lot of people like to joke about Winnipeg for this, that, and the other, but I mean, I had a great time in Winnipeg, and that's where the prairies begin. I mean, that's
true.
Another part of this absolutely incredible nation of ours. So
I will say this: we've always said that, you know, the whole time that we were here, from our experiences in Edmonton to the entire game being during the rain, the experiences here, there's always a story, something else that's added to the story wherever you go. And I will say this: I can tell you that I never expected to check off a weather delay at a descending gondola off the bingo card, because that's what we had coming down from Whistler's Mountain. Sorry, Whistler's Mountain.
Yes.
Whistler's Mountain. And on top of that, to end the day, coming down from the parking lot, a giant rainbow.
A massive rainbow. I mean, this was, and it's so bright and so vivid. Like,
and we were saying, what would it be like if we were still up on the mountain?
Phew.
Up at the summit? I mean,
my goodness. I mean, you know, they say everything happens for a reason. Like, if we didn't get that weather delay, we definitely would not have gotten this absolutely gorgeous rainbow. Just another part of the beauty here in Jasper. I mean, the wildlife, the scenery, like I said, the river behind us. I mean, there are so many beautiful things here. The mountains are just incredible, absolutely incredible. But to have that on top of it, it's like the cherry on top of the sundae. It's just absolutely spectacular.
Exactly. It's been fun, and we hope to do more types of broadcasts like this for you, Al's Nation, and for you CFL fans across the country and across the world. Any other parting wisdom before we finish up and unfortunately leave this gorgeous area?
Yeah. Again, we're not going to do much of a game preview for the Ottawa Red Blacks this Sunday. I mean, they too are, 0-2, but this will not be a gimme game by any stretch. I mean, Ottawa's coming. Don't forget, Ottawa did beat the Alouettes twice in the preseason. So, I mean, I don't think this team is taking them lightly, especially after losing their first game of the season. I think the Alouettes are going to be focused on making sure that they can handle what the Red Blacks will give them. And again, I don't know what right now to make of Ryan Didwey so far as head coach and general manager. Is it too soon to say if it's affecting him too much? I mean, I'm of the belief that Ryan Didwey has shown that he can handle things. as far as coaching goes, guys won 2 Grey Cup rings in 3 years.
Yeah.
I mean, he knows what he's doing. Chad Kelly seems to be refound his, sorry, not Chad. What am I talking about here? Funny how those two just seem to be associated.
I know, Ryan and Whitty, yeah.
All right, Jake Mayer, however, I understand the decision to go with him because of the familiarity of Ryan Dinwiddie and the system, but he has not looked great so far. Do they go with Drew Brown for Montreal?
We'll see.
I mean, that's going to be a talking point for sure as the week progresses.
I think both teams start on Wednesday, so when it comes to practice.
See, that's just it. So, I mean, like, this will already be in the can, so I said, not much of a preview, but overall, the Edmonton experience is definitely one that has to be enjoyed by each and every one of you. If you get the chance to go to Edmonton to watch the Elks play, whether it's the Alouettes or somewhere else, it really is great. I mean, even if the weather was not that great, we still had a blast.
Yeah, and 4 hours down the road, this.
Yeah. So, I mean, this was a great treat. This was a great, oh my gosh. I mean, I don't know what bird that is.
I hope the mics pick that up, though. No, we're okay. I promise you, we're going to be, yes.
We're almost done.
We're okay.
Settle down. Settle down. Yeah. Sorry, where was I? Yeah.
Nature.
Awesome. So, come check it out. I mean, go see the Elks play. Come to Jasper National Park. Come experience what we've experienced over the past 5 days. It is truly, truly, truly wonderful.
Exactly. So, unfortunately, for the last time here at Jasper Provincial Park on the banks of the Athabasca River, for Cliffy D, I'm Tim Capper. We're on Final Approach.